Hey guys, so just wanted to come on here and say because I know I touched a little bit on some of my other videos and I talked about being a bariatric patient, right? And that I had traveled to I went to Tijuana, right? Yeah, got mine done. I went to Slimmer Me. I had an awesome experience. I loved it. People asked me, would you do it again? In a heartbeat, it wouldn't even be a second thought for me. So I'm just down here at the salon today, just hanging out, doing a couple of things, getting some things in order. But I want to come out here because I am so super proud of myself. Um, and I know this may sound crazy, but when you're, and maybe not, because my people who struggle with weight, you understand. So we go on these weight loss journeys, and they're continuous, like they never stop. Like what changes is our intensity and our dedication to the weight loss, right? So when you really on your grind and you really like serious about it and you motivated and you count your calories and you doing your meal prepping and you packing your lunches and you're not eating out and you're stopping your soda and everything, and you start losing that weight, like you get super excited, like you're on top of the world, right? So I have been on those journeys so many times. Like I'll start the gym and I'll do good, I'll drop 40, 50 pounds, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then it slowly, it creeps back up, before you know it, you got 5 pounds. But you fool yourself and tell yourself, well, I'm still smaller than I was, so I'm good, right? And then it's 10 pounds, and you're like, okay, well, I'm still smaller than I was. And then before you know it, you have gained that 40, 50 pounds back. Plus, you don't put on some more stuff, right? So, I'm saying that to say, um, during one of the times when I was on my grind about this weight, right, getting under control. I just remember going into the mall. I had taken off 50 pounds. I was working out every morning. I was dedicated. Like I was at the gym at like 5:30 as soon as they opened up. Like I was on it. Come home, shower, go to work. Some days I would go to the gym even after I got off of work. Like I was really, really on it. And I dropped the weight. I dropped about 50, 55 pounds. I felt toned. I didn't feel like I was like, a little jiggly. I felt good. So during that time, you go shopping because it's like, oh shoot, I can't wear them clothes no more. Them clothes don't fit. So I went shopping, and this was, oh my God, I'm kind of embarrassed to say, it was like 4 years ago, right? It's like 4 years ago. So I was out shopping. I found this outfit, and I'm gonna see if I can get you guys, if I can show you guys, right? It's a gray sweatsuit, little knicker kind of with the little half jack and everything, right? Real cute, super cute. Loved it. I love stuff like this, right? I love stuff like this. So when I bought it though, I was like, oh, I can't get in this. I tried it on. I was just like, not yet. I gotta drop a little bit more weight, right? So, hence, 4 years ago, weight was off, bought the outfit, couldn't fit it, put it on the hanger, stuck it in the closet, right? Never got in it. Ended up gaining the weight back. Ended up gaining more weight. Like at my highest, I was 254. I was 254 pounds when I decided that I was going to go and have gastric sleeve done, right? However, in my life, the highest I've been, I'm going to say I've hit like almost 265, 270. Oh, wow, guys. Yeah. And for me, I'm not, for anybody who, is heavier than that, saying like, oh, that's not no weight. For me, it was a lot of weight for me. And that was when I was in college. I had two young kids. Personal life was in turmoil. Food has always been my comfort. Food has always been the thing that I'm just like, oh, I cook. I love to cook. My first degree is in food service administration. I love food. What can I say? I'm sure there's a lot of us out here that do it, but um, I know I knew when I decided to go and have the surgery that I had a negative relationship with food, and I still need to work on it because I still struggle with some things, right? I could be at least 20 to 30 pounds smaller than I am right now, but I still struggle with some stuff. And every day, I have to remind myself, like, okay, remember why you went and did what you did. Plus, my body will let me know, you can't do that no more, right? It'll just let you know when you got to take gastric sleeve. That's not happening today. So, anywho, I know I go off my tangents, guys, but bear with me because it's going somewhere. Outfit, hanging out in the closet, right? Hanging out in the closet. Haven't been able to wear it. So today, I'm like, okay, it's a warm day. I need to run down to the shop and do a couple things. I just want to throw something on real quick. I got a little bit of cleaning to do. Just some other little things I want to do. I didn't want to put on nothing too dressy. I just want to be comfortable, right? So I'm going to my closet and I'm like, dang, let me try this now. I got to be able to get into it. Listen, the best feeling in the world for a bariatric patient is when they have something that they couldn't wear and they can finally get in it. It is an amazing feeling. It's amazing. So I pulled it out, mind you, 4 years, it wasn't dusty or nothing, guys. It was in the closet. It was still clean. It was good to go. Popped the tags off of it, laid it on the bed, put the t-shirt, everything, like had everything out. And once I got the shower, finished my little skincare routine and everything, and I was able to put the pants on with ease. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, okay, you did that. Like, you did that. And for those who say you cheated, you ain't do it right, you wasn't real, your personal opinion. I know my journey. I know my story. I know my struggles, right? So I did what was best for me. I did what was right for me. However, the outcome is still the same, right? Because I've done it that way. I've done it with just the dieting. I've done it with the gym and the dieting. I've done it with, stressing out and losing weight. So, however, I was at a point where I saw myself and my weight getting out of control, and I knew I had to do something about it. And so this is what I opted to do, and it worked for me. But being able to get into this, and see, I like my clothes like this. So don't be talking about, oh, you can't even zip it up. Sure I can. I just like it like that, right? It's amazing. I feel good. It reassures me, and it just is confirmation for me that, you know what, you made the right choice, not just because of the clothes. A big part of why I went and did it as well was because at the time I didn't have insurance. I know you like, what, a nurse with no insurance? Yeah, I didn't have health insurance. The job I worked at, the insurance was expensive, and it was like not having none. So unfortunately, I gambled, and I worked with no insurance, However, my blood pressure, my weight was going up. My blood pressure was steadily increasing. I was steadily eating. So it was just like, okay, before you find yourself somewhere, with an MI or, a fat embolism, nurses, we always go straight way, way, way to the left, although that may not have even been a fact. It was just like, okay, you got to do something. You got to do something. You can't get in your clothes. You buy bigger clothes. My closet ranges from a 12. My closet ranged from a 12 to a 22. It went from a 12 to a 22. I'm 5'4", 5'4", 5'5". I say I'm 5'5", but I think I'm like 5'4" and a half, somewhere up in the air. So all that weight on my body, it was a lot. My back hurt. My knees hurt. Like, I've always been bottom heavy. I've always been bottom heavy. I've always, was always the joke of everybody, males and females. I always had a huge behind. I've always had huge hips. And as I had kids, the butt got bigger, the hips got wider, and even when I was losing weight and all that other stuff, like, at the gym, it didn't go anywhere. It was more defined. It was tighter, but it was still there. So, I just, everybody's journey is going to be different. Everybody's reasons for doing what they're doing is going to be different. But I just want to come on here and I just want to say, don't give up. Like, if it's anybody who's second guessing, you know, whether they should continue to go on with that journey or whether they should do it, or if they're contemplating, first of all, what I'm going to say is I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not any of those things. I'm only saying what worked for me. I would say that, you know, of course, always consult your primary doctor first. I didn't, like I said, I didn't have insurance. I didn't have a primary doctor to talk to. And I'm sure if I had to talk to a primary doctor here in the States, they probably would have talked to me out of it. The fact that I didn't have insurance, the fact that I knew that in the States it was going to take me at least a year to have the procedure done, and I was ready to go and get it done then, you know, is some of the reasons why I opted to go over to a Slimmer Me in Mexico. But definitely follow up with your doctors and have those conversations with them. You know, at the time, one time when I had insurance and I was concerned about my weight and I was talking with my primary, you guys know I got picture windows. That's why I'm always looking around. It's nobody in here with me. I'm just like trying to see what's going on. But I was talking to them and they were actually talking about, you know, where there was this injection, there was this new medication out that was actually for diabetics. However, they had good results with weight loss with it as well, right? And we know with diabetes, you want to control your weight and all the other type of stuff too, right? So I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not injecting myself every day. That's not gonna happen. I know my eating habits. You know, sometimes although I like to eat, like today, it's going on 2 o'clock, and I promise you, I've had nothing today but 2 cups of coffee, which is not good. I know this. I know this because I'm a nurse. I know this. And I know it because my body is telling me, go eat something, right? So, yeah, you know, do it the safest way for you. Make sure that you follow up with your doctors. You know, do what's in your best interest. I just want to say that, you know, don't let somebody tell you what you can and you can't do. And even if, you know, they don't support whatever the choice or decision that you make, whether it be, you know, go over to another country and have it done, or whether it be just stay here in the States and do it. I had 2 sisters that did it here in the States. I had a sister that recently did it within like the last month or so. I did it last year, and I'm proud of myself. I made the decision independently by myself. I talked to a couple of friends about it, but ultimately it was my decision. I booked a flight. I contacted them. I sent the money, and guess what? I went by myself because this is something I knew that I needed to do for me. I was more scared, honestly, of the flight than I was of going there and having the procedure done. I really was. However, I just want to say that I had a good experience. I did. And again, if somebody was to ask me, oh, would you go over there and do it again? I sure would. In a whole heartbeat. I really, really would. Because of the benefits it gave to me and it gave to my life. I thought they did a really, really good job. I thought the office I went to was very clean. There were some things and I was just like, what? But then I have to remember where I am at. I can't look for things to look like they would in the United States and Mexico. That's not realistic. And it's not fair to set those expectations on them, right? My biggest concern was, do these people know, do they know what they're doing? I didn't tell anybody I was a nurse. I never said to anybody I was in the medical field. I just wanted to see how the process went. Now, I knew from day one, though, had I questioned any part of the process up to and leading to me getting on the table, I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. If I had got there and I had been like, oh, hell no, I'm going to go back over here across this border to San Diego and get this airport. But I didn't have that experience. From the time that we got there, they were attentive. They were on time with picking me up. You know, they even took me for like a little sightseeing a little bit while we were waiting on other people's planes to land so that we could cross the border. the hotel I stayed in, the doctor's office we went to. I will say there was equipment there that I haven't seen here yet in the States. And I'm not saying that it's not here. It's just that I haven't been exposed to it. The cardiologist I thought was phenomenal, and he was right on with what he said, because I've heard my own doctors tell me that. So I was very comfortable with that. They drew blood. I was comfortable with that. I will say that they used a garden hose. Sweet Jesus, that needle was huge. However, they got the blood. She didn't stick me 1,000 times. I was comfortable with that. The first hotel I stayed in, it was nice. I will say that, just gonna have to see. I will say that I do understand how people with different languages, primary languages, feel, because I felt like a fish out of water. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any Spanish, right? Who has the son that teaches Spanish, right? No Spanish, none, not a lick. So I felt like a fish out of water. Another good thing for me too, my doctors, my nurses were all bilingual. They spoke English just as fluently as they spoke Spanish. So that was phenomenal for me too, as well. But the whole experience was awesome. They were there that day, that morning, to pick me up, to take me over to the office. We got over to the office. Everything was secure. We got up in there. They got me in a gown. Again, like I said, I never told anybody. I never disclosed to anybody I was in the medical field. She started my line. She hooked me up to the machine. Again, their offices and their surgical suites are not like ours here in the States. And I had to tell myself, you do know where you are, right? And again, I'm going to say I thought they did a very, very good job. When it came time for me to go to the surgery, I actually walked down to the surgery room. And the bed was a little different. I was just like, oh, okay. But I got up on there, and let me tell you, before I even got to the table for surgery, let me tell you, I saw every one of my doctors. I saw every single one of them. I saw the doctor that was going to do the procedure. I met the doctor who was going to be in the room assisting him through the procedure. I met my anesthesiologist. I met my nurse who took care of me, who started my line and everything, was also going to be the nurse in the room with me, and she was going to be there with me and when I came out for recovery. And they were all phenomenal. They were all attentive. They answered every question. They were just phenomenal. Again, I never let them know I was in the medical field in the States, right? So we get to the room. I get up on the table. And the anesthesiologist, he was so cool. He was so humble. And he's just like, hey, what do you want to listen to? He said, what about some Bobby Boulay? And I'm like, hey, I like him. So he puts Bobby Boulay on. I think I heard him belt out 1 or 2 tunes. The guy's like count backwards from 100. And I don't even remember getting to 90. And it was a wrap, right? So next thing I know, there's a nurse waking me up. And I'm just like, no, did we get it? Did he get it? Like, did we go yet? She's like, you're done. I'm like, we're done? She's like, yeah, you're done. You're in recovery. I'm like, oh, crap. Okay. So I look around again, phenomenal. So as she's bringing me, through, with the anesthesia, she got me my fluids and everything hooked up, and, they still got me on a monitor, and she's doing her thing, and she's like, okay, we're going to watch you for a little bit, and then they're going to transport you over to the recovery house. And I'm like, okay. And she was saying something pertaining to the fact of, I want to say is maybe something pertaining to a line, about how she does something, and how she wraps it or does it, or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it was we were talking about, because I'm just coming up out the anesthesia. But I remember having this conversation with her, and then I remember saying, oh, that's how I usually do my patients too. And she stopped, and she looked, and she backed up. You would have thought I just threatened her. And she was like, you're a nurse? You're a doctor? I said, I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse over in the States. She was like, oh my God. I said, you are fine. She was like, oh my God, I didn't know. How did I do? I said, you were fine. I'm not here to judge or critique you. I'm here to be serviced by you, right? And she did. I said, you did phenomenal. I said, trust me, had something been strange, I would have been called on it. I said, but You did really, really good. And it was crazy because, and I'm so glad I didn't say anything to her prior to, because she was just kind of like walking on edge the rest of the time. And I was just like, relax, you're fine, you're fine. I'm fine. I asked the anesthesiologist, I said, listen, when you put me to sleep, you make sure you wake me up because I got a grandbaby to get back home to. And he chuckled, and that was that. But again, it was phenomenal. The anesthesiologist came back in to see me prior to me leaving for the recovery house. The doctor came back up in to see me. We had a Zoom call, a backup before the surgery. We did a Zoom meeting because did I go down during COVID? I did. So we did a Zoom meeting, right? So, and we did a nutritionist who was phenomenal. Before I went to surgery, just kind of going over everything and explaining about, if you had any questions, because they send you a lot of paperwork and everything too, prior to you going over. They give you your diet and everything to follow, right? So, I lost I was 254. I wrote it down somewhere. I'll do another video pertaining to this with a little bit more detail with the weights and where I am and everything else like that. But I think I had lost anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds prior to me getting over there. And it wasn't that it was easy, because it was a struggle. Like, at first, for a minute, I didn't think I could do it. Like, I didn't think I was going to be able to maintain the diet, because the one day I was like, I'm hungry and I'm going to eat. And I think I went and got some Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that. But anywho, it worked out because I clearly had surgery, right? So back to Tijuana, we get, they come to pick us up, because there was like 4 of us that had surgery that day. And they took us over to the recovery house, which the recovery house was really, really, really nice. It was gated, so I felt safe. We had private rooms, wasn't sharing rooms with anybody, right? My nurse at the recovery house, phenomenal. Like, I can't even say enough about her. She was so phenomenal. Of course, we're because I am where I am, most of the channels, everything is in Spanish. However, they did have an American channel. I was so happy for that, because I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm gonna do for these couple of days. But did they have a phone in the room? I don't even remember, because I have my cell phone, so I really don't remember if I had a phone in the room. But got to the recovery house. Guess what? Nutritionist came. Doctor came to check on me. Don't think I saw the anesthesiologist though. So I had a nurse for 12 hours during the day, and a nurse during the night, and my night nurse. Oh my God, they were phenomenal. There was nothing. They were, encouraging, get up, you gotta walk, you gotta do this, you gotta try and eat a little bit. Here's your Jello. Jello was the big thing, and a Gatorade, I think it was Gatorade, Powerade, something like that. And they were awesome. I was able to shower, the room was clean. They were clean. It was just, I had a really, really good experience. When it was time to go, there was a little bit of a hiccup, because I don't know, we weren't going to be picked up. The pickup time was going to be later, I believe, than it had normally stated. However, I would have missed my flight. So I was reaching out to my not recruiter, but the lady who was helping me out, and I was letting her know, like, listen, hey, is there any way they can get into the airport sooner, so I don't miss this flight? Like, I'm even willing to pay more if it takes somebody a special trip to get me across the border so I can take my flight, right? She was like, no, at first she was like, I don't know what we're gonna be able to do. I don't know if it's gonna happen. So you know what? Again, I made it over there safe. I went through the procedure safe. I recovered safe. I'm not about to trip about a flight. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I was okay with it. I said, worst case scenario, if we get over there and I miss my flight, I'll book a hotel over in San Diego by the airport, and I'll take the next flight out. I'm not tripping, right? But she emailed me back. She emailed me back before the end of the day, and was like, Everything is situated. You guys will be leaving for the airport. I think we left for the airport like 7 or something like that, because they say give yourself like a couple of hours at the border to cross the border. Wasn't bad going into Mexico, but coming back it was a little delayed. So that was where the hookup, the hang up was gonna be. However, made it to the airport, got past the border, got to the airport, and I made my flights and everything, and I was awesome. They sent me back home with the copy of my barium swallow, which is horrible, and I feel so bad for people that have to go for those now, because that was the worst part, I think, of my whole experience. Didn't have a lot of pain. They did send me with all my meds. I did pay to have all my meds come back with me. So from the person who didn't want to inject themselves, I had to give myself heparin injections, I think it was, for a couple of days. I think it was the heparin injections. I think so. The antibiotic, of course. I came back with a few pain pills, nothing major. It's just a cassette. Like, their medications was a little different. And I just, I had a phenomenal experience. I had a couple of, snafus once I got home with different things, but I just, want to say that I did have an awesome experience with a Slimmer Me. I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to go over there and get that procedure done. I'm not telling you that's going to be the best thing for you to do. I'm just saying that, if it's something that you want to do, I just think, do it the safest way you can for you, right? You got to do what's safe for you. I encourage people to talk to their primaries and stuff. It just, in my situation, it ended up being the way it ended up being, for under, I think, less than $4,000. Less than $4,000. And let me tell you something. The best $4,000, and I didn't spend $4,000. It wasn't $4,000. It was 34, 35, somewhere up in there. And I want to say that was with airfare, with surgery, with medication. Like, I left tips for my people that cared for me. Like, it was just awesome. It was the best money I spent. I was spending anywhere, sometimes maybe $500-$600 a week, between eating out, going to the bar, hanging out, ordering at work, stuff like that. So 2 months, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm gonna say, and I do feel like it saved my life. It saved my life. I got home, this was in March, right? Yeah, beginning of March I went. I want to say, yeah, beginning of March I went. And I wasn't even home 30 days, and I lost 2 siblings, right? I lost 2. And I said, God moves in mysterious ways. And my mom always says, his plan is perfect. Had I not had that surgery, had I not been unable to consume food, I don't know if I'd be sitting here today, right? I don't know if I would have ate myself to death, or just ate myself to be in bed bound. Like, I don't know, but I just know that surgery saved my life in more ways than one. So, I say, go for it, whichever route you choose to take, whoever you choose to do it. My sisters have phenomenal doctors here. We're in Western New York, and my sisters have phenomenal doctors here. And they, I followed up with him for the one visit, and I haven't been back, and I need to. I had blood work done. No, I need to get blood work done. That's one thing I haven't done. I haven't had my labs done. No, that's not true. I have had labs since I've had surgery, and everything was pretty much okay. I'm anemic. I'm always anemic. I've always been anemic. I do what I can to take care of it. However, at this point, I don't eat meat any longer either. I haven't had meat in about 2-3 months now, since I stopped eating meat. So on top of only being able to consume certain things, I no longer eat meat. I have to be very careful because I have to get those supplements in there, right? I got to get that protein in there. I've got to get those minerals and those nutrients and things in there. But again, I just want to say, like, I would do it again, but I am super excited. Like, I can't listen. Get that outfit, buy that outfit that you want to see yourself in. This wasn't my goal outfit, but it was when I was hanging around. And put that outfit up there, right? And let that be your motivator to do what it is that you need to do to be healthy and to be happy with yourself. I'm ready now to go for plastic surgery. I do want a tummy tuck. And at the time that I went for the gastric sleeve, it was like, okay, lose the weight to go and get the tummy tuck or go have the gastric sleeve. And I think for me, for my situation, it made more sense for me to go and address the eating, which was the gastric sleeve, and then work on the outside appearance at a later date, because who wants to have a tummy tuck and then be swole because you still haven't controlled your eating and stuff like that. So that is my next goal. I do have a pouch here, and I know that once I take that off, right now I'm at 174 last time I weighed myself. I started at 254. And this has been a year. Again, like I said, I know I could be down a lot more. I still struggle with snacking and stuff, but we'll get into some of that stuff later, because I would love to hear what some of you guys do to curb some of that sweet tooth and stuff. And like my taste buds have changed. Like, there were things that I loved that I can't stand now, and there were some things I couldn't stand. Now I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta have this, right? So again, I'm super excited. Like, my arms is a little flabby, but I ain't stressed out about that. What I haven't done and I need to do is I have yet to get into the gym. And I know once I get in the gym, I can tone a lot of this up. But I just want to say that, yeah, this is the outfit I bought 4 years ago that I could not get a leg in, right? And now I'm able to get pockets that's fitting the way it's supposed to fit. Like, this is a medium. It's a medium. This is a medium. Like I said, I'm working on, we're gonna get some plastic surgery, take care of that, maybe get a boob lift, get that fixed up, right? But I just wanted to say, guys, go for it. You know, you have to be healthy. That's the main thing. The first thing I want you to take away from this is be healthy. You know, be healthy. And guess what? A size 2 ain't healthy for everybody. And once I understood that for myself, then it was like, okay, Michaelyn, what's healthy for you? Right? Because somebody swore that because I was almost 230 pounds that I had to have high cholesterol and this and this and that. Guess what? I didn't. Never had high cholesterol. Never had horrible labs, right? Other than being anemic, which I knew that I've been anemic all my life. So yeah, I'm down to 174 from a starting weight of 254. It's been a year, and I'm maintaining. I am definitely maintaining. I know I need to get into the gym because I do notice that I eat more. I do eat more now. I do notice that. I was just telling a friend of mine, like, yo, I ate a sandwich, and when I realized I finished the whole sandwich, I almost passed out. Like, oh shoot, okay, you better start controlling. No, now you gotta start really watching what's going on. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just a little snippet about, you know, little weight loss, things that you can do like to motivate yourself, get you going. But again, the ultimate thing is just being healthy, right? Be healthy. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you later.